Okay, Mayors Organized for Reparations and Equity was conceived by Los Angeles Mayor Eric Garcetti. This was in many ways a response to the Black Lives Matter protests of 2020. In March 2021, Evanston, Illinois became the first city in the United States to pay reparations to African American residents or their descendants who were victims of unfair housing practices. The Evanston City Council voted 8-1 to approve the reparations, which consisted of a $25,000 payment to African American households that can be used as down payments on their homes, house payments, or for home repairs. This was the initial payment with plans to distribute $10 million in reparation payments to Black residents over the next 10 years. Evanston planned to pay for the program partially through a tax or legal marijuana sales. This is just one example of how some cities across the U.S. are considering reparations. What are your thoughts on reparations? And is this something you would consider for African American residents of Hartford?
And I'm blessed to be able to say that I'm the president of the Greater Hartford African American Alliance. And I can tell you this is a weekly conversation that lasts hours. And there's much debate and contention among our members. Unfortunately, a minute and a half just doesn't even scratch the surface of an opening statement, let alone the controversy. Because first and foremost, this is a federal issue. It is not a city issue. And I'm not going to tell you which one here. I'm going to tell you what I would do if I was the mayor responsible for your tax dollars. And the fact of the matter is, Hartford can't afford what Oakland is doing. That's a hard thing to hear, but this requires a hard conversation, not a 30-second soundbite. There's not enough time to support a yes or a no. Because if you're going to hear an answer to this question, you deserve the rationale for the answer. I'm 110% in favor of reparations. But when you start to talk about reparations, you're talking about individuals born out of the captivity who were brought here to work as slave labor. That goes back a long way. And so this becomes a very, very controversial issue when you talk about reparations for Black and brown people, because Black and brown people's code word for all kinds of stuff. Are we talking about people who came out of the African slave trade? I am, and I know a lot of my members are. But like I said, there's a big controversy there. And it requires a conversation, maybe a good 3-hour debate or a 3-hour conversation with us on that subject would be worthwhile. But quite frankly, we've been bailed out by the state of Connecticut, $550 million. I don't know where we're gonna get the money.
Thank you, Stan.
Yeah.